Toto Wolff admitted that they were quick to sign Kimi Antonelli after Lewis Hamilton's departure to Ferrari next year. Wolff explained that he didn't want Antonelli to join any other team, as Mercedes has been training him since he was 11 years old. Unlike George Russell, who debuted in F1 with Williams before being signed by Mercedes for 2022, they want Antonelli to make his debut directly with his home team, Mercedes. But why did Toto Wolff make this decision when he could have signed a more experienced driver to maintain Mercedes' legacy after dominating the sport for so many years? Could it be that Wolff sees something special in Antonelli, an untapped potential that could shape the future of Mercedes? Or is it a strategic move to nurture new talent in preparation for a long-term rebuild? Now is the time to make a change in terms of generation after the departure of Lewis, because nothing will be as it was before, Wolff explained. We will be dealing with a young team next year. Going into the season with George and Antonelli means we are opening a new era. The previous era was great, and now is the time to turn a page and make a new start, he added. Wolff was certain that if Mercedes didn't sign Antonelli, he would join Williams, a prospect Wolff wanted to avoid. He said, "The reason Antonelli is driving immediately for Mercedes and will not first make his debut at Williams is because you want him fresh, not contaminated, if you can put it that way, by external experiences. If he went to another team first, he would learn different things, behaviors, and have different notions about technical aspects than us. We want to avoid that. I think it only brings advantages to have a young driver with you right away," Wolff added. However, Kimi Antonelli didn't have the dream debut everyone hoped for at the Italian Grand Prix FP1, where he lost control of the W15 and crashed into the barriers at Parabolica. He suffered a high-speed spin, but fortunately walked away unscathed. Antonelli was visibly disappointed, as no driver wants to make their debut like this, especially on home ground, with the whole world watching as they drive one of the fastest cars on the track. Despite the rough start at the Italian Grand Prix FP1, the question remains, is Kimi Antonelli the future of Mercedes? One crash in a practice session doesn't define a career, especially for a rookie stepping into the immense pressure of Formula One. The world of F1 has seen many promising talents stumble at the beginning, only to rise and dominate the sport later on. And when you're debuting for a team like Mercedes, the stakes are even higher. Let's take a moment to dive into why there's so much hype around Kimi Antonelli in the first place. Mercedes doesn't throw their weight behind just any driver. Antonelli has been part of their driver development program for years, and his progress through the junior formulas has been nothing short of remarkable. With multiple karting championships and wins in Formula 4 and Formula Regional Europe, his record speaks for itself. But transitioning from junior formulas to Formula One is like jumping from high school basketball to the NBA. The competition is on another level. The cars are significantly faster, and the stakes are global. For Antonelli, the challenge isn't just proving he can handle the W15, it's proving that he belongs on the world's biggest motorsport stage, alongside seasoned veterans and world champions. Toto Wolff has made it clear. Mercedes sees something special in Antonelli. But special talent alone isn't enough in Formula One. It's how you channel that talent under pressure that counts. The situation Antonelli finds himself in is eerily similar to George Russell's rise. Russell, like Antonelli, came through the Mercedes driver program, but he had to pay his dues with Williams before joining the Silver Arrows. He learned the ropes at a smaller team, where the pressure to win wasn't as overwhelming, giving him the space to develop as a driver. Russell's patience paid off. In 2022, when he finally got his Mercedes seat, he delivered consistent performances, scoring podiums, and even out-qualifying Lewis Hamilton on several occasions. For Russell, the gradual build-up helped him ease into the intense scrutiny that comes with driving for a top team. But for Antonelli, there is no slow introduction. He's been thrust into the spotlight right away. The decision to bypass a stint with a smaller team like Williams could either accelerate his growth or expose cracks in his confidence if things go wrong. And that brings us to the real question. Is this decision a calculated risk by Toto Wolff or a gamble that could backfire? Antonelli's crash at Parabolica wasn't a dream debut, but he's certainly not the first young driver to face adversity early in his career. Max Verstappen, now a three-time world champion, faced similar scrutiny when he joined Formula One at just 17 years old. His aggressive driving style led to several high-profile incidents, and critics were quick to question whether he was ready for the sport. But Verstappen didn't let the early mistakes define him. He learned, adapted, and eventually became one of the most dominant drivers on the grid. Could Antonelli follow a similar path? If history has taught us anything, it's that early failures often shape future champions. Take Lewis Hamilton, for instance. Even the seven-time world champion didn't have a flawless start to his career. In his rookie season in 2007, he famously made a critical mistake at the Chinese Grand Prix that cost him the championship. But rather than let it crush him, Hamilton used the setback as fuel to come back stronger. Toto Wolff has seen this cycle play out time and time again. He knows that success in Formula One isn't just about raw talent, it's about mental fortitude. And perhaps that's why he's so confident in Kimi Antonelli. Wolff isn't just betting on Antonelli's skill, he's betting on his ability to bounce back from adversity. With Hamilton leaving for Ferrari and Antonelli stepping in, Mercedes is undeniably entering a new era. This transition period is a delicate balancing act for the team. On one hand, they need to nurture Antonelli's talent and help him adjust to the high-pressure world of Formula One. On the other, they can't afford to slip too far behind their rivals, Red Bull, McLaren, and Ferrari, who are constantly improving. George Russell will play a crucial role in this new chapter for Mercedes. Having spent 3 seasons alongside Hamilton, Russell knows what it takes to compete at the front. He'll be expected to take on a leadership role within the team, guiding Antonelli as he navigates the complexities of F1. The dynamic between Russell and Antonelli will be fascinating to watch. Will they form a harmonious partnership, or will the pressure of driving for a top team cause friction? There's also the question of whether Mercedes can provide a car capable of competing for championships in the post-Hamilton era. The W15 has shown flashes of brilliance, but it's not without its flaws. Mercedes' dominance in the turbo-hybrid era was built on a rock-solid foundation of engineering excellence. But as the competition heats up, they'll need to continue innovating if they want to return to the top. Kimi Antonelli's journey in Formula One is just beginning, and his debut at the Italian Grand Prix FP1 is only a small chapter in what could be a long and storied career. But make no mistake, the road ahead will be challenging. He'll need to prove himself not only to his team, but to the entire F1 paddock. One of the key tests for Antonelli will be his adaptability. Formula One is a constantly evolving sport, and drivers who succeed are the ones who can adjust to new regulations, new technologies, and new strategies. Antonelli's crash at Parabolica was a harsh lesson, but how he responds will define his future. There will also be immense media scrutiny. Every mistake will be magnified, and every success will be analyzed. The pressure of driving for Mercedes means that Antonelli will always be in the spotlight, but that's the reality of Formula One. If he can handle the pressure and continue to develop, there's no reason why he can't become a key player in Mercedes' long-term plans. As we look ahead to the 2025 season, all eyes will be on Mercedes and their new driver lineup. The pairing of George Russell and Kimi Antonelli represents a bold step into the future, but it's also a high-stakes gamble. Will Antonelli rise to the occasion and become the next star of Formula One? Or will the weight of expectations prove too much for the young Italian? One thing is certain, Mercedes is banking on youth and potential. In the past, they've built their success on the shoulders of experienced champions like Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. But now, they're turning the page and betting on the next generation. For Kimi Antonelli, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. It's his chance to carve out his place in the sport and to follow in the footsteps of legends. But as with all things in Formula One, nothing is guaranteed. The path to greatness is filled with twists and turns, and only time will tell if Antonelli has what it takes to lead Mercedes into the future. Toto Wolff's decision to sign Antonelli marks more than just the arrival of a new driver. It signals a shift in Mercedes's approach. They're not simply looking to maintain their legacy, they're looking to reinvent it. As the sport evolves, so must the teams. With Antonelli and Russell at the helm, Mercedes is preparing for the future. Whether that future is filled with championships or challenges remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, the 2025 season will be one to watch. Antonelli's journey is just beginning, and the world will be watching closely. Can he rise to the occasion? Or will the pressure of driving for one of the biggest teams in Formula One prove too much? Only time will tell. But for now, the spotlight is firmly on Kimi Antonelli, Mercedes's newest hope for the future. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates of Formula One.